just care about the two ones. Yeah. So yeah.
I'm now thinking. Sorry.
I just want to ask a question about objectual and substitution quantification. It's a genuine request. I've never read the paper that I'm going to refer to, so I don't know what I think it says. It does say that there's a paper by Henkin, which it seems to me blurs the distinction between that you all have been drawing. And basically, if you introduce a constant into a formalization, into a logical system, then you can always suppose that it denotes itself. And in connection with this, people have referred to practices in classical geometry, in Euclidean geometry, and a process known as exthesis. So my question is just, maybe the distinction between the two sorts of quantification isn't quite as straightforward as has been supposed.
No, I think that's right. I think that that's not just objectual quantification and substitutional quantification. In fact, I was referring to Jody Osoni's approach, where he takes objectual quantification at the object language, but the standard way of spelling out objectual quantification will involve there is in the meta language, and he says, well, to get genuine objectual quantification, we need to get objectual quantification all the way up, right? So if you have substitutional quantification, he says, in the meta language, you don't have the commitments that you would think you have from ontological, from objectual quantification. I think ultimately that the meta language cannot be interpreted as substitutional quantification. And so I'm agreeing with you, though your particular example is very interesting too, but I'm agreeing with you so that there must be non-objectual kinds of quantification which are not substitutional. I don't know what they look like, but that may be a suggestion. Or at least one possible case, yeah.
This is just a follow-up on the extensionality issue. It seemed to me that the proof, but maybe I just missed something, that we are committed by their chairs to there being the universal set didn't work, because it assumed that the sentence "there are roses" commits us to the set of all things that are roses. But I don't see why that would be so.
There are red roses, you mean, commits us to
the set. So on the next slide, I think you said "there are roses" commits us to there being the set of all roses, to all actual roses like existing. But it seems to me that the sentence, it's the first principle here.
Yeah.
So
there are red roses commits us to red roses and to roses. Is that what you want?
Right. But the point is the first sentence. The set of entities that satisfy fx. Where do you get it?
Yeah, the set of sentences that satisfy fx is a subset of the set of entities.
Right. That's the sentence which I would like to deny. So suppose you accept there are roses, there is an x, fx. This seems to me commits you to accepting that there is at least one rose. It doesn't entail that you have to believe that all the things that are roses, the actual set of entities that satisfy their roses, that you have to believe that all those things exist. You have to believe that there's at least one rose.
Right.
On the second step, if you accept there is an x fx or not fx, you have to believe that there is at least one thing, because everything will be fx on one. So you're committed by the implication thesis to there being at least one thing.
That's right.
But that's not bad. I mean, if you say there are chairs, of course you're committed to there being at least one thing. You're not committed, I think, to there being the universal set of all actual things.
Well, but it goes through satisfaction. So I agree with everything you just said. But when you're talking about satisfaction, so the set of entities that actually satisfy. To talk about satisfaction is like talking about extension or denotation, right? So we're asking about the predicate fx. What's the extension of that? Well, that will be the set. So if f is red roses, or let's say that f is roses, then the extension of that will be the whole class of roses. And so if you do accept the first premise, maybe you're denying the first premise, but if you do accept the first premise.
What is the first premise?
I meant the top.
Which
is not really a premise.
The first sentence seems clearly false to me. It should be superset, not subset.
It should be the superset?
Yeah.
Rather than subset?
Or maybe, I'm not sure actually if it's either. But so if I accept the sentence there are roses, I'm not thereby committed to accepting the existence of all the actual things that are roses. I might actually believe that there are no roses, whatever, in Africa.
Yeah.
So I might disbelieve in some of the actual roses. It doesn't seem to me that just by accepting there are roses, I accept the existence of roses in Africa, which are part of the set of roses.
Yeah.
So it seems to me that the first sentence here isn't, at least isn't obvious.
Yeah, yeah, that's an interesting objection to this one. So, I mean, so there's a general feeling though. So this is sort of a new suggestion from the literature. If you just look at how people speak in the literature, of course you would say that there are roses will commit you to roses, but you're saying that's not that doesn't imply that it's a whole set of roses. So you're saying it just implies that it's that there's at least one rose. Yeah, so that would be an interesting. But of course, you're just saying that, right? So it wouldn't be a subset. So it would go the other way around.
Right.
Something like the set of entities to which their f's is committed is a subset of the set of entities that satisfy fx. Now you can get a proof running if you reverse it. Instead of saying that any sentence there is an x fx, this is the next line, entails a sentence of the form something is f or not f, you could say that any such sentence is entailed by a sentence of the form that is an x such that fx and not fx. And then what you can get is, of course, then you have a kind of contradiction embedded under, or a contradictory predicate embedded under an existential quantifier. That sets, so the set of entities that satisfy the contradictory predicates will be the empty set. And from that you can then get to that the contradictory existential sentence is committed to the empty set. And then by the last line and your first suggestion, you can get then that their chairs is committed to the empty set.
Yeah, but now you use the converse of the implication.
I was using all I did was I was actually still using implication, but I was using the converse of your first principle.
But you also moved from there is an x fx to there is an x fx and not fx.
Which one is that?
Which implies it. But surely you can't move from any sentence to. So I'm surely not committed by accepting a sentence to accepting any sentence from which that sentence follows.
Oh, so you're applying, you're rejecting the implication principle now.
No. So you move from I accept there is an x fx to then we in the second step to there is an x fx and not fx.
Oh, but I'm not saying that there is an f entails that. I'm saying the other way around. So
the other way around is not legitimate. That's the converse of the implication principle.
Oh, but that step doesn't rely on the implication principle. This step just says that in sheer logic, there is something that's both f and not f entails that there is something that's f. And then from that we can move to saying that the set of entities that satisfy the contradictory predicates is the empty set. And then the next line would be the contradictory existential sentence is committed to the universal sets. And then by the implication principle, if you don't deny that, we get that their chairs is committed to the empty set.
No, because there is an x fx doesn't imply there is an x fx and not fx.
No, it doesn't imply that. We don't need that. We need the other way around. You need that there is something that's f and not f implies there are f's.
Well, maybe you can resolve this.
I can write it out afterwards.
Yes.
Yeah, let me put a finger on that same point, or on the same slide at least. You've got the 1, 2, 3 on the fourth line. You say that the existence of x's which are either fx or either f or not f is committed to a universal set.